Hey everyone, it is me, the Galactic Princess, and I'm back with another video, and welcome back to Ebon Light. This will be part 4, and I'm super excited about this. I probably won't make this part I'll probably make it a little shorter because I am running out of space on my laptop, so I gotta go delete some space and all that fun stuff. Last part we just read some lore and stuff. I'm debating I want to read it for myself. I didn't read it for myself, so in that time. I literally just pressed record like a few seconds after. So it says, a proud vessel of Galean Navy. I think we already read this one. The Bastion is a mere 26 years old and the first of its kind wrought in Rada wood. General Phalanx, okay, we did not read this. Fleet, as in the number of his legion, had always been the smallest. The Bastion, an uncharacteristically large ship for the fleet's typically more subtle maneuvers. The success of the Bastion brought about the commission of other mimicking vessels, many of which significantly larger and better armed, but the Bastion has remained, well, maintained and active. A rare instance of a Galean pathfinder holding onto its reverence and reverence. Alright, so we gotta go to places Lari. So yeah, this picture looks yeah. The Lari Empire was founded in 201 B and is one of the oldest surviving nations on Kalair. The monarchy of Lari controls a vast expanse of land, ever increased by aggressive conquest, stretching from the southern, I don't know how to say that, y'all. No, I'm gonna try. Deserts to the height of the broken basins. Lari is known for luxurious trade and an exceptionally bloody court. The poor of Lari have few personal rights and suffer a great disparity between themselves and the rich, with widespread disease and starvation in certain colonies contrasting the opulence of the rich and noble. It is a common practice for the young impoverished men to enlist in the Larian armies. The armies accept nearly any citizen and can secure warmth and a full belly. Because the armies boast such huge numbers, the tactics of the insatiable king rely heavily on an overwhelming presence. Though loyalties are sworn foremost to the king, it has been common historically for dissenting dukes to split a section of the armies in civil war. Okay, so this is about where the island, I do believe, Lolari, right? That's, or no, was it Gallia? Gallia? Is that where they're from, right? Good. I think we read this already. Yeah. No, I have terrible memory now. But yes, we got to read all like these, which was pretty interesting to me too. I'm surprised Ryland's not of interest. But let's see. Okay, we close out it. The strangest began that night. I settled in my hammock and began to drift off to sleep when cold hands seized hold of my lungs. They squeezed suddenly and tightly. My eyes flew open, but all I saw was the dark. All the light was gone. I wanted to cry out, but I didn't seem to be able. I'd lost my voice. No, I lost my throat. Panic was there, bubbling under my ribs, but on the surface I was calm. My eyes were open, searching for the blackness, eagerly waiting for the page to turn. But after that, I don't remember. I fell asleep, I think. And then, before I knew it, we were arriving. We were home, but not my home. We had arrived in Gallia. Okay, so it was Gallia, right? Around me, the elves spoke excitedly. They were happy their journey was at an end. A long time must have passed, but I had no memory of it. My body was heavy and wondered if I ever actually left the hammock. I felt concerned, but the worry was still dull in the back of my mind. Questions formed slowly. How did I know it was morning? How did I know we had arrived at a destination? Had I been asleep, or had I just forgotten? I gingerly stretched my legs and arms, slowly opened my eyes to the warm glow of lanterns. The weight I felt began to drain away. Despite my long and curious rest, I seemed to be waking quickly. I noticed some of the elves in the hammocks near me grow quiet. They began to stare. I was attracting more attention now than I had when I first arrived. Smile, ignore. Let's smile. I smiled. They mostly recoiled, averting their gaze. The ones that continued to stare knit their brows in all things between disgust and concern. Probably should just ignored them. I should have ignored their asses. Began toward the stairs leading onto the deck, moving carefully and slowly. I felt awake and alight, and despite all the strangeness and the buried concern, I felt happy to be awake. But on the first step, my body filled with weight again. My legs were especially heavy, bearing me down where I stood like heavy rocks. But worse, the world began to sway, a slow, sticky conundrum. Elves forming a line behind me urged me forward, caught in the busy fray of soldiers eager to disembark. Press on, stay still. Press on. I tried to move my legs, but the weight in them made it impossible, no matter how I strained. My legs refused to budge. Some of the elves behind me began to scramble in their impatience. The complaints were escalating rapidly. Experiments. Call out for help. Experiment. Let's experiment. Ignoring the elves around me, I moved my right arm to the top of my legs and pressed my thigh. In an attempt at prodding my legs into walking, the elves became increasingly restless, moving with a rising aggression around me. They would make to shove me, but I barely moved. I was not heavy, only to myself. I didn't concern myself with them much. I continued to prod my legs, trying to rouse them. Then I felt my thighs tighten, burst alive, and I was back in control, awake again. Did our legs fall asleep? That's how it feels. Once on deck, I moved as fast as I dared to the rail, eager to be out of the way if my legs locked up again. I stayed there for a while until Lacey found me. Human, it's time to go ashore. I'm having trouble moving. Is that so? He obviously didn't believe me. I truly am. Everything feels wrong. Then I'll carry you. Vasega, Vaden approached, the two of us from nearby. His icy stare fixed on Lacey. Lacey exhaled a deeply annoyed sigh. Vaden, not right now. Belay your instinct to coddle the weak and helpless until I get her ashore. If dealing with her causes you such frustration, Vasega, I would gladly escort her to Delay myself. You would do that for me. Hand her over and collect my gain? I don't know. Then she doesn't need your help. She is a Galean superpower nearly becoming after all. I felt the commander's strong grip as she pulled me against an armored body. The Onyx Chandler's waiting at the dock. Commander, thank you. Shut up, Lacey. Despite it all, hearing the commander call him Lacey put a grin on my face. I could feel him scowling. As we departed the bastion, I found myself hoping my mysterious symptoms would clear. Perhaps the sway of the ocean was exacerbating me somehow. Perhaps I was seasick. Seasick, that's all. Listen, human. I don't know what Delight has prepared for you. And it's true, he's more powerful than he should be. But he doesn't have proper authority, and he's not the only one interested in you or the Cahintal. It's not impossible to stand against him. Do you understand? Good. And the woman ate the Cahintal in tea. Good luck, Delay. Thank you, Lasiga. Your wishes mean a great deal. I heard a small clink as Lacey was passed a small bag from a man with blindingly blonde hair. When had blonde ever blinded me before? What exactly was his hair made of? Delay. Colonel, what are you thinking? Wait, what are you thinking? What are you going to do with her? You know that you can't. Shh, Colonel, wait a second. We haven't introduced ourselves. But welcome to Gallia, Miss Raven. It is truly a pleasure. I'm Delay Lawhust, or the Onyx Chandler, as you may have heard. Calipoa helped me steady myself. She lingered a moment until she was satisfied I could hold myself up on my own. Then she gave me an encouraging smile and busily went on her way. You are the Onyx Chandler? Yes. Again, it is a pleasure. You and I have much to discuss. Your hair. Oh, jeez. His hair is sparkling. Oh, snap. It's shiny. It's or glowing. Oh, yes. It will make it easy for you. Here. I am easy to find in a crowd. The music's creeping me out. I think that's what we're supposed to get from. It's like looking into the sun. What's wrong with me? Or is something wrong with him? The trip took a toll on you, Raven. Let's get you indoors. What the heck was that noise? Oh, I heard something outside. It's still like kind of thundering a little bit. I don't know. I think it may have been a bus or something. Or is that the game? I don't know. The trip took a little helper and all. My brother would much prefer to assist you with this, Delay. No, wait. I'm not going anywhere with you. Oh. Well, I have no interest in forcing you, but I do believe I'm the only one that can really help you with our unfortunate predicament. You recall you ate my prize. I didn't do that on purpose. Alright, so do we get any information on our Delay? One often forgets that Gallia is home to more than dark figures clad in iron and hide. It is the notion of many young Gallian soldiers that their dark world runs solely on the sway of their sword, forgetting entirely that there must have been, and always must be, the presence of commerce on their sullen little isles. Delay is an esteemed figure, unique in this status among generals, tacticians, and swordsmen. He has spent many long years cultivating trade lines and pumping blood into Gallian's economy. An uphill battle, if ever there was one in place such as this. It would take a relentless, tenacious, cunning man determined to succeed, and Delay has splendidly. He is very wealthy, very well connected, and highly suspect. So he's also of interest as well. I expect not. He chuckled in dry humor while Ernald sighed. If you did, you would not be here. Not like this, would you? How would I be? Best not to dwell on that. With the ordeal you've been through, I am not lacking compassion. Plucked out of some small, isolated village, the world spun out from beneath you. How did he know the world was spinning? The world is spinning? Manhandled and corralled by the likes of Lasega, and in the This colorless isle of mine, you probably can't tell from up from down. I've eaten an ancient poison that's weighing my body down, making the world spin, and your hair set aflame, so blinding. I can barely look at you. Is that so? That sounds terrible. And what a poor first impression. Then let me remind you, dear human, I can help you. For what? What would be the price? Why would you want to? In complete honesty, Miss Raven, I paid a great deal to track down the Kental you ignorantly consumed. All that is left to do is study its effect on you. And that is why you had Lacey drag me here, whether I liked it or not? What gives you the right to do that? You kidnapped me. You could say that, but you could also say that I saved you. If the Kental has something unfavorable in store for you, here is the only place to be if you wish to survive it. Further, I am far from the only person who is interested in the Kental. Others may be less gentle. You're in quite a lot of danger. I'm afraid. I almost said I'm glad. I won't pretend to be altruistic. I forgot how to say that word, y'all. Of course. I seek selfish gains, but consider that this transparency is much more than you'll get from anyone else who would, and they will seek to use you. Where else could I go? I met quite a few elves on the ship. There had been Vadian, eager to help. Haran had seemed to suggest I had another option. Okay, so my headphone is dying. It just made the boop boop noise in my ear, meaning that is dying, so I put it in its case. Where were they? Where was I? Why did the colors all become so blinding? And why was the world spinning? Why was I heavy? Why couldn't I remember? Raven. Ernal sighed. There she goes. Let's just add this to the long list of favors you owe me, Delia. Oh, I fainted. Let's take her inside. But right when... Do you think so? You're so... I could hear muffled voices. They weren't that far, but they were speaking through perhaps a door. I lay somewhere soft, my body snugly sunk into cushions. I kept my eyes shut. Certainly not judgmental. Well, he's in love. That is. The weight far from before was gone, but I was nervous. If I tried to move, and I couldn't. He's in love, huh? Who's in love? Or what if I could move, only for the weight to come back again? I wasn't even entirely sure I was alive. The ship was lost long before. The voices seemed to be moving. Closer, I think. As I lay still, a great wave of sleepiness took a hold of me. I was losing my grip on consciousness again. Of course I was. Fight it. Sleep. Fight it. Let's fight it. I willed my strength and determination, struggled against sleep. The overwhelming drowsiness grew more desperate, but still I struggled to maintain awareness. That's how it feels when I have sleep paralysis. I feel like I be trying to fight it and stuff, and then I feel like I'll try to fight it. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not, and it feels weird. He is an ambitious man. It's not going to end there. Why? And all the time he's had control, why would he? The voices were getting closer. Did Raven move? Had I? Try to move your arm. Stay still. Let's try to move our arm. A wave of energy pushed out my arm, jerking it across my stomach faster than I anticipated. I was eager to abandon the feeling of helplessness, confusion, fogginess, and immobility as quickly as possible. She's moving. Raven, can you hear me? Can you open your eyes? I could try. Hello, Delight. Excellent. Yeah, I don't know. Can you talk? Could I? Take your time. You've been asleep for a while. When you're feeling better, you really need to eat something. How long? How long this time? Can you talk? Are you in pain? I didn't feel any pain. I felt quite comfortable, in fact. Sleepy, though. The drowsiness had yet to give up. Can you understand me? She opened her eyes when I asked if she could. Raven, try not to fall back asleep. That doesn't necessarily mean... Wake up, Raven! They kept talking. Whatever they were saying became less and less important. How long had I been asleep? Why was I so sleepy? I didn't feel pain. I didn't feel hunger. All I felt was sleepiness. We're losing her again. Ugh. She never acted like that before. It's improving. It better be. I don't know how much time we have. How long will we sleep? I sat up and found myself in a dark room. My heart was pounding. I felt cold and very hungry. I seemed to be in a bedroom. There was a window nearby. Outside, I could see the night sky. I was wearing something silky and soft. Oh, we got a new outfit. We finally got a new outfit. Change clothes so we could change between these two. Oh, we got a lot of outfits. Okay. We could change in between. Cool. Vice. Okay, so we need rest. Might. Oh, I should have probably some rest. Should have faded. Okay. I climbed out of the bed and laid my bare feet on the cold floor. Search the bedroom. Go to the window, leave the bedroom, attempt to get back in bed. Let's search the bedroom. The room I was in was pristine and extravagantly decorated. Forgive me for my reading. Oh, I'm sorry. I was worlds away from Aunt Vanya's hut in Edric. There was a dresser, a nightstand, and a dressing table with multiple narrow drawers. Examine the drawer, search the nightstand, search the dressing table, examine the room's artwork, look somewhere else. Let's search the nightstand. The small nightstand near the bed was made up of stone glass. The glass was colored, shining in the moonlight. There was a strip of parchment, stained with a single drop of blood, pinned underneath a heavy lantern. Take the parchment. The parchment was snugly caught under the lantern. Noise. Oh, I see. We're making too much noise. Voicing the parchment out caused the lantern to slide loud in the quiet. I opened the parchment, careful not to touch the drop of blood. There was writing within that of course could not decipher. I folded the parchment into a smaller square and kept it with me. Examine the drawer, search the dressing. Examine the room's artwork. I took some time to examine the room's artwork. There were statues and statuettes on most of the surfaces. The walls were covered in paintings. Even the draperies seemed to tell a story. I noticed that each extravagant piece was deceptive at first. The pieces seemed grand and happy, but only until I looked at them closer. Then they became morbid, sinister. Eye of the beholder, perhaps. Leave the bedroom. We could leave the bedroom. We could go to the window. Let's go to the window. I approached the window and peered outside. There was a garden, a low fence, and beyond that, a city street. what I could see of the city in the moonlight. It was overwhelming, towering, dark spires stretching towards the sky, the highest of which disappeared completely into the sky. The window itself was latched shut. It would be easy to open. Open the window. Ooh, it made noise. I unlatched the window, guiding it to gently swing open. The night air pushed in with unexpected force. It was windier outside than I expected. I gripped the windowsill and leaned outside the window, briefly considering running out into the city. But no, it's not in this nightgown. It was far too cold, and it was far too unknown. Who's to say what was out there was safer than what was in here? When I leaned back inside, I noticed that I put my hand in some sort of sticky residue. It was dark like sap, and in a house in a room so utterly pristine, it was suspiciously out of place. Curious. Perhaps I should close the window, though it would probably be trickier to shut quietly than it had been to open quietly. We'll just leave it open. I decided to leave it open. Alright. Maybe I just stay I looked at the bed, blankets splayed open and welcoming. No, I was so hungry. Yeah, we gotta get some food. Alright, let's leave the bedroom. Because we're probably not gonna find no food in there. I don't know. The bedroom was unlocked and opened mercifully without a creak. Outside, I found myself in a hall that extended far to my left and right. I could see a faint light coming from somewhere down the hall to my left, while to my right I could only see a dark series of doors, just like the one I'd exited. Alright, y'all, so I'm going to end the video here before we get any farther. I'm really loving this story, and I can't wait to get further into the story. And yeah, so let me know down below, are you enjoying the story yourself? And tell me what you like about the story, and also who you think you would choose as a love interest. So let me know down below, and I will see you guys later, and hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you later. Bye!